Let me tell you what happened. When I was a kid, starting out, I would watch TV and I'd go, boy, if they like that guy, I was looking at comics, if they like that guy, they're going to love me. And that was the impetus that led me to work on comedy and start and continue. And then you get out to Los Angeles and you come to the cold realization that from that kid's wish, boy, if they love this guy, they're going to love me. They don't want me. They don't want you if you have an idea that doesn't correspond to their propaganda. And it's everyone in LA is disillusioned by that. But I know, and I no longer am, because I got it in focus and I know what to do with it now. So because it was recently on the David Letterman show on October 9th that I did the show, taped the show at 5:30 in New York, and when at 7 p.m. was called by the producer and told that I would be excised completely from the show. I, of course, asked why. The material had been approved and reapproved by the producers. And they said that CBS had deemed the material, these are quotation marks, unsuitable for the viewing public and for the Letterman audience. And I made the point that when I'm not on the show, I'm a member of the Letterman audience, so ultimately what you're saying is my material is not suitable for me. What a predicament. So anyway, I was censored from the show, and I kind of, there's a little pride in that. I mean, a lot of people have been bleeped and burped, and but actually what happened was I did some material about the pro-life people. And the joke I did was very simple. All I said was, if you're so pro-life, do me a favor, don't lock arms and block medical clinics. Lock arms and block cemeteries. Let's see how committed you are to this premise. It could even be construed as pro-life if you wanted to make that argument. Yeah. Anyway, they counted that as one of the quote-unquote hot points that I touched on. Here's the punchline. Monday night during the Letterman show, a commercial airs for pro-life. So see, we just had a misunderstanding. I thought I lived in the U.S. of A., United States of America, and actually we live in the U.S. of A., United States of advertising. Freedom of expression is guaranteed if you've got the money. Okay.
Just for the price. Jeez, man.
Anyway, the point I'm making is about the idea of freedom of expression, and I believe that that there's this agenda in mainstream media, and I think it's fairly easy to back this up, to keep people stupid, docile, and apathetic, and therefore the elite who own these corporations and the families that own the corporations, even fewer people, their agenda is to keep us stupid and apathetic. That's why I love public access. And again, thanks for having me on.
Oh, thank you for coming out.
I appreciate it. I think there's a change coming out, man. You can't put out puerile crap 24 hours because eventually there's going to be chaos in the streets, which there already is.
Yeah.
Because people are frustrated not having their voice of reason confirmed. And everyone has that voice of reason that goes, this is bull, man. What I'm watching is bull. And yet, the media does not confirm it. So after a while, people begin to think they're insane. And that's the bummer about it. But that's why I love non-mainstream stuff, because you actually hear honest emotions. And that's what you won't hear on mainstream TV ever, is honest emotions.
Well, I think, the media has sold...
Why am I yelling at you?
I don't know. You're passionate about it, and I'm that's always good to see.
Guys going, what the hell? What did I do?
No, man, I'm a jazz musician. I'm way too laid back to even worry about it.
Yeah. I'm very optimistic about everything, Clinton, he's a failure.
That's nice and optimistic.
He's an idiot. No, it is optimistic, because what you see is the enemy is the same, and you got to know the enemy. I knew he was a failure when he bombed Iraq with 22 cruise missiles for the alleged, here they are again, no proof, no evidence, assassination attempt against George Bush. We sent 22 cruise missiles in retaliation. I think that was a little overdone. We killed 6 innocent people. What we should have done, again a suggestion, is embarrassed the Iraqians. How? We should have assassinated Bush and said, that's how you do it, Powellhead. Don't mess with us. And you see, if Bush had died, there would have been no loss of innocent life at all. See, again, I can solve anything.
Man, you got it.
It's the glasses, dude.
It's got to be the glasses. To hell with the shoes. It's got to be the glasses.
The shoes got to be good for running after the glasses speak.
That's true.
I was kidding. They're good. So where I come out with material, particularly, is it's very simple. Anything that defies my sense of reason. I don't look outside myself for answers. I kind of feel like everyone has a voice of reason inside them, and I believe that's been quelled to a large degree by our multimedia society that we live in. But anything that defies my voice of reason comes out, and you hold it up to the light of reason. That's the premise. And then you start nailing it, and those are the jokes, until what's left is a laughter, I think, of recognition of a truth. If that's not arcane and metaphysical enough for you, put on the special glasses. I'm sorry, I just did mushrooms in Fredericksburg about 3 months ago. I had my third eye squeegeed.
Is that where you got those glasses in Fredericksburg?
There's a special contact lens you can't see right here. I was going to get it blue, but I thought that was a bit...
Peach is Fredericksburg color.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm out there tripping with the Germans. Yup, boom! I appreciate that, but I'd like to ask you, what other Texas entertainment do you have other than musicians?
Bill.
Now, see, that's what I find interesting. A lot of comics...
I had some beatnik poets.
Oh, that's cool.
So, yeah.
A lot of comics have come out of Texas, and they're really good, and they really have idiosyncratic voices with something to say. And I think there's no difference between good music and good comedy. It's just, it's entertainment, you know?
Yeah, definitely entertainment.
And entertainment is suspension of time and space, so that you realize your true nature, which is spaceless and timeless.
That's deep.
It's late.
That's deep. That's deep.
It's very late. The premise of the show, now hang with me. The show takes place, it's called The Counts of the Netherworld. And the premise of the show is that Carl Jung had a theory that all mankind shares a collective unconscious, which I agree with.
Sure.
But I don't think it's supposed to be unconscious. As the counts of this netherworld, we will be in a Victorian-era salon, which in my mind's eye is the center of our collective unconscious, where ideas are discussed, evolution is discussed, and the evolution of ideas is discussed. And we will have on guests who have enlightened us so that we can enlighten the audience so that the unconscious becomes conscious. That's the premise of the show. Now, you tell me if you think you're going to see it here.
I'm pretty enlightened about the discussion of evolution.
I think, yeah, evolution is a great discussion. And the evolution of ideas. I'll tell you how this works. For instance, why is the drug czar of this country? Well, why do we have a drug czar? A. B. Why is he a cop? Why isn't he a guy who's been through recovery, who has experienced drug and alcohol addiction, and could perhaps deal with this problem through the eyes of compassion rather than the eyes of, well, whatever their eyes are, that you're breaking a law. People who are addicts are not criminals in my mind's eye. They're sick, and I don't think throwing sick people in jail is going to heal them. See, that would be the evolution of an idea. Here's another one. Confucius said, "What is the sound of one hand clapping?" And he said it in this enigmatic way to state that there is no sound. And you know what I say?
Go.
Fuck Confucius. Let's move on.
Yes.
Evolution has not stopped. Well, you know, we did it with this third album, which hadn't been released yet, called Arizona Bay. And Arizona Bay is what will exist when LA falls into the ocean due to a major earthquake. It's an album filled with hope. And we scored the entire album to music. And what I wanted to do was make a listenable comedy album, and like a comedic Dark Side of the Moon that played on a lot of different levels. And we kind of stumbled into that style backwards, and Rant in E minor will further that idea.
Cool, cool.
And no one can hear it, no one can buy it, so you're going, that's a great idea, Bill. Any other ideas we can't hear or see? I think the concept of Arizona Bay will go beyond the concept of the album. I mean, Arizona Bay, the idea, people's hatred of LA can really be freely worn on T-shirts with a globe that shows LA gone, and the rest of the world looking like Eden, not realizing the peace that will ensue when those shrieking, idiot, fractured egos are shut up for once and for all. And also, imagine the joy you're going to feel in your heart when you see the cast of Full House being eaten by sharks on CNN over and over again.
90210, man.
Oh, Luke Perry's head.
Yeah, I mean. So how long do you think it'll be before we have to wait for the bay itself in real life?
I don't know. I'm wondering how much bull can the world put up with before nature just breaks. How much illusion can the world suffer before nature just snaps in half?
Yeah.
It could be any minute.
It could. It might be happening as we sit here.
That's why I just moved from L.A. So.
Yeah.